let's hear from our expert. So it's a time to introduce our guest speaker, Nat.
Hi there.
Hi, Nat. Happy to see you.
Yeah, lovely to see you. Hope you've all been enjoying the start.
That's amazing. Hi, Nat, and welcome to the session. We are really glad to have you over here. And as you already know, we are talking a lot about generative AI. So I would like to learn from you, like how you are embracing the potential of generative AI, and if you have your own, say, aha moment that you would like to highlight and share with others, that would be amazing. Over to you.
Brilliant. So yeah, lovely to meet you all. I'm Nat Payri. I'm the partner manager here at Datatonics. So I work in the commercial team across EMEA. So I did my Gale course about a year ago now, or maybe a bit less, 6 months. But I've been using a lot of the tools. So I found that it's really supported from the commercials, like from my commercial side of the business. I definitely think it's also transformed how I work personally as well. There's 3 aha moments that I had. One, which was when I was traveling over to the Nordics to meet a specialist in financial services, and I wanted to build a demo of some of the new generative tools that we were developing in-house. So I used Gemini to help me do that. And I was able to just build it within 2 hours initially, and could keep building more things like that in less and less time. So it's really great for demo building. The second is that I have a lot of meetings constantly in my role with different stakeholders. So I use Gemini to be able to take notes and then help me write my follow-up emails and make sure that I'm really keeping on top of all of those administrative tasks that often I get to the end of the week usually, and I have to kind of sit down on a Friday and send them all out. But this means that I can be prepared sooner and get them out at speed. And then the final was that we were recently running a internal strategy session on the telco industry, and I wanted to build a resource hub of insights and history from external companies, but also our current projects that we've been doing internally at Datatonic, and having different ways in which people could interact with those to help them learn. So I've actually got a demo that I was going to show you of how I went through that process. So maybe we can click that on.
Sure.
Okay, so you can see here that I'm moving into Gemini Enterprise, and I asked it to search internally with our customer data and to share a summary of what we've been doing internally in telco. I prepared one sooner just so that we didn't need to wait for it to generate, but it brings up the information of what we've done with BT, Vodafone and Sky. So I copy that information and then I bring it over into Notebook LM, which is another tool that you'll be learning a lot more about. From there, I've already started to develop my notebook. So this is my AI research in telco. I've got external sources down the side, and then I'm going to add the information that I just pulled from our internal database and pop that in there as well. So now that becomes one of the sources that grounds the information that I'm going to be asking it to pull in. For this example, I'm wanting to talk more about Vodafone. So I go to their website and I pull out their most recent annual report, and I add that source in there as well. This is all publicly available information that then can start to inform my strategy and help me formulate how I want to share this information with my team. So I've added my question in and it starts generating. So we've got all of the different ways in which we can pull the information, whether it's audio, whether it's video, and then, wow, it's moving so fast. And then this is an example that Notebook LM has created, which is an actual video within from the information that we've pulled. Don't know if you can hear. There we go. I think that's just a simple example. Obviously, it goes on for a lot longer. And then finally, there's slides that I was also able to create. So it generated those within a few minutes, and then I was able to click through and then identify if I wanted to actually change a title. So You can click revise, and then you can give your instructions into Notebook LM, and it can start to edit it and change it in real time for you. So you could ask it to pull out 5 examples here rather than 3, or you could say, I want you just to focus on number 1, smart networks. And then you can start to develop your content as you wish in a live example. And then here, finally, I went into Gemini and I asked it to help me create a prompt, the best prompt possible for then coming into my notebooks. So then using AI to inform AI is also another way to kind of hack the system and get the best possible prompts to be able to get to the result that you're looking for. And for example, this last one generated a podcast that then for somebody who's more audio focused could listen to that and really onboard ahead of the session. And then finally, you have the ability to share it with colleagues. And I think that is the end of my super speedy demo. Yeah.
That's amazing, Nat. It brings a kind of real surprise element for me. That was amazing. And yeah, so useful to see again how you have integrated multiple tools, starting off with again the internal Gemini Enterprise, with again going ahead with the Notebook LM, and then again coming back to the Gemini. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Nat.
You're welcome. I hope that wasn't too fast, but it made sense to the audience. But yeah, if you have any questions, just reach out.
Thank you, Nat. Thank you so much. And as you have seen, Nat, she have done amazingly well in terms of again integrating Gemini with lots of again other tools as well. And it was a pretty surprise element for me. It's again a takeaway for you. Don't be afraid to leverage Gen AI tools. And yes, these are rapidly evolving, but yet you don't have to be again all technical expertise and just start off working with them.
Hello.
Your major focus would be to identify the problem and having a clear vision and focus on how to again impactfully again run or go through your use cases. Yes, Nat have shared Notebook M, so to bring that to your notice, we are going to again share all that bunch of again information tomorrow and see again some live demos with Gemini Enterprise and Notebook M for tomorrow's session. So now, how are you all feeling? Good?
Yeah.
Little bit tired? Yeah? So yes, it's a time for a short break. So let's take again a 10-minute bio break and let's come back after the break. See you in a while, everyone.
So I need the access for what we said. I don't have the activation code basically for the Microsoft 365. Okay. Now to take the power to the पानी पिया क्या? पानी लिया, स्पून लिया क्या स्पून?
अरे सब एरिया चलो, मैं पहले से बैग भर लेती हूँ वॉशरूम लेके, तब तक तुम क्या कर रहे थे?
चलो
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you have enjoyed your break. Yes? Are you enjoying the session? Are you enjoying the time with us? Please put on your lovely, lovely again comments that there are chat. Oh my God. Thank you so much for all your love. That's amazing. Thank you so much. It keeps us motivated and it brings again lots of energy, right? That's amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on. How to build a successful AI strategy. Now, so far, you must be really very much excited about using new Gen AI technology, or maybe completely nervous how to integrate it, how to work with it. What are the strategies within the organization that we can leverage, right? So, here is the answer. So we recommend twofold multi-directional approach where you simultaneously work together with top-down strategies where you can get guided, align with the visions of your organization, and of course, at the bottom-up approach, you can look into the practical insights of how you can work with these Gen AI tools and how can you can further again implement them, right? So here is our approach, which is top down and bottom up, combining the two. We have high level strategy planning from top to down, the practical inputs from your leadership teams, and the bottom up approach, where the mid level uh, contributors or individual contributors are going to again align and try to again do lots of bunch of experiments and try to again use these technologies within the organization. So moving on, what is top-down approach is all about. So it's again to create a clear and compelling vision for AI within the organization that directly align with your business strategies and your principles. Now at times like companies struggle to identify what are the most important use cases and workflow that we should start off with. So this is where all the brainstorming sessions comes up with. So you need to again consider your current organization structures, what you are working with, and then try to again brainstorm on how you can transform this internally with the help of generative AI tools. So consider all bunch of things, and of course prioritize those set of things as well. At the bottom up, it's while you're brainstorming, you may again get some really good innovative ideas from your teams out there. So encourage team to share their challenges, their pain points, and of course their ideas, how they want to again leverage the Gen AI solutions out there. And of course, because employees are the one who work very closely to the clients, to the customer, they can understand that scenarios and pain point. And it's always good to again experiment at the very small scale and then further again broaden your implementations to and take it to the next level. So here we are trying to again understand how to build the AI and how to again have these strategies in place within the organization by looking into two main role. First is your executive and high level management role, what they should be again looking forward for, and then again on the other level, mid level and individual contributors, how they should be again acting towards these Gen AI experimentations and prototyping. So every executive sponsorship, they should have again a clear vision on what to implement in the generative AI. So what is essential for your organization? What are essential for your business goals? So try to again align it directly with your business goal. Try to receive adequate resources. Also like to again brainstorm and try to again get wider support from the overall organizations in order to again start off experimenting, and of course empower your employees and teams to and encourage them to do again all bunch of experiments out there. As a mid-level managers and individual contributors, they are the one who are like their proximity to the daily operations is the most, and they are directly again allocated with or associated with your end users, so they can provide some valuable insights in how Gen AI can transform their interactions with customers, how you can again adopt these Gen AI in order to solve certain problems within the organization. So try to champion these Gen AI adoptions, identify some high impact problems, high impact solutions, feasible solutions that you can curate and address any specific challenge within the organization. Let's say, for example, you're the HR and you just want to again streamline the onboarding process within the organization. This could be a quick start. This could be again a simple start out there. Or maybe you're again a product manager and you want to again do some kind of product research. So you have seen that how she have again wonderfully again done all the product research in Vodafone. So similar kind of workflows you can again adapt. So this, like for this, of course, you should get again some kind of push from your high level management. But yep, you can again start small. Try to again start again doing some kind of experiments and gather all the feedbacks and share it within your organization. So there are these all different factors that you can think of it, where you can go multi-directional and achieve, try to again incorporate these multi-directional strategies in order to build the proper organization strategies within your organizations for Gen AI implementation. So very first is your strategic focus. So of course, focus is the main or the important thing out here. So you should focus on the area where Gen AI can make change or can have a huge impact. So try to prioritize, try to again look into what is feasible to implement, what is actionable, what actions you can take, what is affordable. So again, affordability is another important thing. And of course, in all these things, every executive is very much concerned about their business values and return on investment. So try to again look into, debate internally, what would be your return on investment if you try to again incorporate these Gen AI strategies out there. Especially at the mid-level or individual contributors, they are the one who are very close to the problem, working closely out there. So they are the one who can actually understand the pain points, and they could easily again look into how to prioritize these things, understanding the user needs, customer needs, and what user expects from them. And that's how they can think of again drafting some kind of workflows using AI. Now, at the very first place, this should be again low risk initiative. As an individual contributor, you should again start off with. Of course, in terms of explorations, your executives, a high level management should be able to again empower the employees, encourage them for experiments, and of course foster all the collaborating environment where people can come share their findings out there, insights, and of course again they can share the best practices to work, do's and don'ts with these. As an individual contributor, you can work on different tools. Maybe start off with Gemini, then again further go to the notebook LMs, then again use Google AI Studio. So you can have all bunch of other tools like Cursor, or maybe any other tools that you're working with, and see again how it is changing your working and how it's enhancing your productivity, and share your findings with others as well. Now, in all these bunch of things, you should be good to keep the responsible AI in mind. So try to again establish some kind of again guidelines within the organization, some kind of safety rules and mechanisms, what to do, what not to do, and it should be directly aligned with your organizational policies, organizational governance practices. And you should always have some policies in place that how people should go ahead with these technologies, and what they should not should not be again doing. And at the same time, they should also monitor. So keep on regular monitoring the performances of how these generative AI systems are impacting your workflows. As an individual contributor, because you are responsible for your organization as well, so try to align your experiments with the business strategies and the guidelines that your organization have drafted for you. So adhere to companies' AI strategies, align with organization policies, values, and think in a proactive manner. Try to again look into the potential pitfalls, but also keep in mind that you have certain constrained environment that you need to again work with, and also try to test your solutions to address any kind of biases, safety concern, or any kind of ethical issues as well. In terms of resources, I would say that this is something which is very much aligned to the executives and high level high level leaders out there, that they should have again strategies in place that they could provide enough resources to the employees of the organization and invest again in developing the necessary AI talents as well. And one of this is your generative AI leader certification. So I encourage your employees to take this initiative, learn generative AI, and again go ahead with the certifications as well. Of course, with mid-level or ICs, you have to be again very much aligned with your business goals or organizational goals, and at the same time try to again make sure how responsibly you are again leveraging the resources. Like for example, if you got a license of Gemini, doesn't mean that you're just again simply chatting it from morning to again evening out there. Try to again use it in a very productive manner, and try to again look forward for all the additional resources if required. Try to see how you can again contribute to return on investment as your generative AI initiatives within the organization. Now, this is something which is really, really important, to keep a track of your KPIs. So as we have mentioned, that you need to have set goals in place. And if you remember, we had the video from Puma, where Puma have mentioned that by using Imagen, they have increased the productivity and they have reduced the cost as well. So this kind of KPIs you should be again tracking. Like for example, if for initially your product campaigns, it would take again a week to finalize your product campaign, and now your team can easily do it in 2 days. So that's again something which is directly impacting the productivity. So you're increasing the productivity of an individual user, and this is again something which is a significant KPI. So try to again look into how you can measure the impact of generative AI in terms of, yes, of course there would be resource cost associated with it, but apart from resource cost, you can see okay how it is going to directly impact the overall time consumptions within the organization, or increasing an overall productivity, reducing your overall target timelines out there. So this is again, these KPIs are something that you need to be regularly keep a track of, and then further again communicate that within the organization. Similarly, because we are encouraging again all the employees or ICs out there in order to think of any workflows and then again demonstrate and create it into a tangible product within the organization. So it will happen when you are going to again experiment with these tools, and with these experiments you need to again have a good support from the top level management. So this kind of again supportive environment should be there. You should be again encouraged to do some bunch of again experiments. And as an individual, you should also keep a track of the KPIs and how you can effectively measure that how these Gen AI solutions are directly increasing your productivity as well. Like for example, if there was again some kind of product research that would take again maybe let's say 3 days for you, and now you have again cut short it to 1 day, that's again something which is quite significant. So you need to again keep a track of those things and try to again convey that, or try to again collaborate and convey that to the higher level management as well. And the last but very important, try to continuously improve yourself. So again, this is not like one time investment. You would realize that once you have incorporated some Gen AI workflow, you need to always again keep on updating that by tweaking and adding new features to it. And this is again an ongoing process. This is an iterative development workflow or process that you need to again think of. So try to establish regular evaluations of your current systems, and then how Gen AI has been changing, and then further again how in near future it will again improve the overall accuracy and efficiency of your systems. Also, in all these bunch of again implementations, don't forget to capture feedbacks. Like for example, if you're using again these generative AI to establish conversations or effective conversation with your customers, and you have created again a customer chatbot, try to take a survey or feedback. How was the interactions with these chatbot? And that will again directly give you some kind of again feedback from the customer, which you can then further try to again analyze, and if require add on new features or again make changes to your current customer service chatbots out there. Of course, as an individual, you should keep on again improving as well. So performing continuous testing, measurement, refinement, try to look into the feedbacks, try to look into how real world is again changing with these Gen AI initiatives, and update your Gen AI solutions regularly. And yeah, keep on continuously updating yourself with all the development that are happening around the Gen AI. So keep yourself up to date, educated with all latest again developments that are happening. Now let's have a quick look on the Fox Flora creative metrics. Now what is that? This is all about. Now think of it. Now you have a clear idea in terms of okay, how to build a strategies within the organization, and you must have again already brainstormed on lots of possible use cases within your organization. Now how to prioritize them, which use case you need to again go ahead first, which use cases, and how to again brainstorm internally. So this is again a quick video that will help you by considering this use case of Fox Flora, where with the help of creative metrics, you can again chalk down some of the top AI initiatives that you can take in within your organization, and then further again prioritize them. So let's have a quick look to this video.
It can sometimes be tough to brainstorm new Gen AI use cases and determine which ones to tackle. One method we recommend trying is the creative matrix. The creative matrix is great because it could help your team think through different aspects of what Gen AI can do. For this creative matrix workflow, you would get a team together and create 2 axes. The axes are a bit flexible, but we could give you some ideas. On one axis, you might write the different options for Gen AI solutions. This could be organized by Gen AI product, modality, or another dimension. On the other axis, you would write out things that are specific to your business. This could be business personas, workflows, or strategic goals. Then, have the team write sticky notes, virtually or in person, with different ideas of how the 2 axes can intersect and place them in the right spot. This should get you to think creatively about how your organization can leverage Gen AI to truly help your business priorities. Let's take a look at this creative matrix sample from a team working on a faux floral business. On one axis, they have the business priorities for their faux floral business. On the other axis, they have some Google Cloud Gen AI capabilities. We will read out just a few examples of what the team can add on sticky notes, and then you will be able to see a few more below this video. For example, the overlap between the Drive Innovation section and Vertex AI Search could be that we create a search tool where customers can upload images to find similar faux floral arrangements. Or, if we want to enhance customer experience with Vertex AI Conversation, we could build an AI-powered chatbot to provide instant customer support and answer questions about faux floral care, arrangement, and ordering. Also, to increase efficiency, we could use Vertex AI Studio to fine-tune a model to analyze customer data and predict future demand for different faux floral products. There are really so many sticky notes that we could add here, but we want to also give you a chance to practice thinking of some of your own. Once you have your creative matrix, you could then go through each sticky note and determine how impactful the solution would be and how much work the solution is to build. Measure things like feasibility and impact. Time to practice idea generation yourself. Ready to practice? Let's dive in. It could
So this is what it looks like, a creative matrix from Fox Flora. You can think of it, your ideas, your organizational goals, and then try to see how you can actually achieve this by just again using the same method of creative metrics. Okay, moving on to the next topic, augmentation versus automation. Now, I hope you have already heard about these terms. And if you know, just put down your answers in the chat. What do you think of augmentation and what do you think of automation? Take a moment, think of it, and write down and share your thoughts. Yeah, pretty much good. Augmentation is all about enhancing the human capabilities, and automation is all about again considering the repetitive task and how we can automate that, right? Okay, so I would refer them as, if you talk about augmentation, I could say it's a co-pilot. It's the major goal of augmentation is to elevate the human capabilities. So, like for example, if you look into the Gemini or any Gen AI tools, what they are doing, they are enhancing, elevating our capabilities. So yes, we can earlier also we can write down blogs, we can write down again any or we can write down any LinkedIn post, but now it would again refine those things for us. It would again take it to the next level, and that's what the augmentation is all about. Automation, on the other hand, is moreover like an autopilot where we're trying to again replace the human tasks. Like, for example, if I have sent again and instruct the Gemini to send an email, so that was again a kind of repetitive task. So if I have to send hundreds of email, I can automate it and then try to again use some automated tools in order to send hundreds and thousands of emails up there, right? So that's all about automation. So augmentation is co-pilot mode. Automation, on the other hand, is autopilot mode, right? So this is again pretty much, I would say, acronyms that you can again think of it whenever it comes to the augmentation and automation. Now, how we can again augment your strategies thinking. Now, we all are familiar with that. We as a human being are blessed by having a super brain, conscious intuitions, and all bunch of again intelligence out there. So yes, critical thinking and problem solving is something that we always again strive for, right? Creative and innovation, we always strive for again creative new things, innovative new things, building relationship with other, collaborating, socializing. This is another very important trait of being human. And of course, strategy planning and vision. So these are again all bunch of again all important aspects of our personalities. So Gen AI, what does? It can provide you with data and insights. Now think of it like you have all bunch of Excel sheets, and from that you have all bunch of like ideas about your products, how it is being sell over 1 year, what products have been really doing good, what products are doing average, and so forth. So yes, Gen AI can help you in order to provide an insight in terms of what products are doing great and what products are doing at an average. Now you as a human, have this capability to interpret those insights and now make informed decisions. Whether to go ahead and make some new changes to the product which are underrated, which are not really doing well, or maybe again take them and do some kind of innovations around that. So this is this is again a human trait, and this is very important. So yes, Gen AI is going to augment. So with the initial data and insight, it will helping us to again understand the scenarios, the market scenarios on our product. But it would be human who still is going to interpret that and then take again some informed decision. Similarly, in terms of creative and innovation, Gen AI can assist you in order to generate new ideas, exploring new possibilities. Like you think of creating a new product and you have a new product idea that you would like to again pitch. Initial research, you can again use Gen AI to do all bunch of research around that product. But it would be you as a genuine person to still look into and push these boundaries and develop truly innovative solutions around it. Like, for example, if you're thinking of again creating a new product, yes, initial research would be good to where you can take leverage of Gen AI, but on the top of it, what solutions you are drafting, what problems you are addressing, and how you are addressing, that is something which is again a human quotient that you are adding. In terms of relationship building and collaboration, yes, Gen AI can facilitate you to communicate, write down LinkedIn posts, emails, and again gather all bunch of information. But it's all about your strong interpersonal skills. That still is very, very crucial in building again the trust environment, fostering collaborations, and again navigating through the complex human cycles and dynamics out there. In terms of strategic planning and vision, yes, it can help you to forecast, like for example, this forecasting any kind of stock prices, or maybe your product, your product popularities, and maybe try to again help you to analyze certain trends and do some trend analysis out there. But as a human leader, it's essential for you to again think in a long-term vision and try to again define strategies and goals and cater the course of the future. So this is again something which is again very, very important assets or very strong strong thing about again having the human leaders around. So generative AI can be widely used in order to augment and amplify our productivity and help us in order to again navigate through all different journeys of leadership, strategy, making, plannings, visionaries out there. And of course, it can also help you in order to automate different tasks. So repetitive and rule-based tasks like data entry, information retrieval, content formatting, basic coding generation. So these are again where it could be super helpful. And what you are achieving by automating them, you are just reducing your time that you again spend in all these repetitive tasks. So because these tasks are all time consuming and resource intensive, it would be very easy to again hand it over to the generative AI and let's do the human part of actually again building these strategies and doing some real innovations. Now, no matter if you're even automating the task, you still need human in loop. And I would say rather than human in loop, I would say human in lead. So yes, these generative AI can help you in order to prepare data, select data, and you have to again make sure that these models have been trained on a good quality data, high quality data, relevant data. All the data need to have representative. Now you must be thinking why I'm sharing all these things, because this is again something that we are going to again go ahead and talk and learn more in terms of what data selection and preparation strategies that we need to consider if we are thinking of building our own Gen AI models as well. So this is where you can think of it again and try to again use, but still humans are very important portions in each of this. So you are the one who are going to ensuring that whatever data you're feeding to generative AI, they are of high quality data. Similarly, in terms of if you talk about prompt engineering and designing, Yes, Gen AI can answer you all bunch of questions, but how to get to that answers or responses, it's all craft, it's all creativity. And that's where crafting a good prompt is a really essential part of any Gen AI applications that you're going to again develop in near future. Output elevations, output evaluations and refinement. So yes, generative AI can give you again all bunch of information now, but it's you who is going to again ensure that these are relevant information, these are facts, these are true informations out there, they are accurate information, and they always again align with your brand guidelines. And of course, you always try to again get feedbacks from these generative AI performance and try to identify what are the area of improvements where these generative AI can again further improve on. Let's have a quick look to another use case from Warner Brothers, where they are using the AI assistant captioning system and see how it's been again transforming their organization.
Warner Brothers Discovery's library is large and unique. It has, for the longest time, been the primary business driver for the company. We partnered with Google Cloud to create a product internally nicknamed Caption AI. And the aim was to use machine learning to drive a more efficient approach to captioning. But the partnership with Google and with Accenture, we were able to lay a foundation that allowed us to change our core IP from a data primarily used for distribution and viewing to a data asset that could be used for machine learning and maximal machine learning outputs.
When we get the caption file from Caption AI, it actually feels a little bit like magic because it just appears in a folder, and then we just drag and drop it into the software, and it's already time-coded, formatted, and ready to edit. And all we have to do is verify all the words are correct and that the file is in sync. Before, it took about 4 hours for a show like this. And now, since we're literally just going through and confirming that everything is correct, it's reduced it down to sometimes under an hour for a half-hour show. It does make my job significantly easier. Using this kind of hybrid model where we have the Caption AI generated transcript and then a human that goes in and reviews it, it's actually a lot quicker, but it also gives a higher quality end product for our viewers.
Caption AI has been incredibly impactful. What we're seeing is something like a 50% reduction in overall costs. Overall, an 80% reduction in the time it would take to manually caption a file without the use of machine learning. One of the things that we really appreciate about Vertex AI is that in addition to the Google Cloud specific models, the platform is overall pretty agnostic to model choice. And so that kind of flexibility allows us to really experiment the perfect model for the particular use case. Video is the next frontier for machine learning, and we are excited to partner with Google Cloud to achieve that.
Okay, so here was the Caption AI, and now you can see that it's a true example of augmentation. Yes, of course, there was again an automation technique where it could again easily help in order to automate the task of captioning and reduce the overall time by 80%. And this is, but at the same time, you always need again a human in loop or human in lead in order to again verify those captioning and review those captions, whether they have come out to be again correct or not, right? So this is where the generative AI is again helping us in augmenting and amplifying, like augmenting with our current tasks that we perform and amplifying our productivity. And it's also again helping us in order to overall reduce the time that we have spent with automated tasks out there. So now it's time for a quick activity, augmentation or automation. So I'm going to read some scenarios, and it's you who are going to again identify whether these are an example of augmentation or automation. And if you really feel like, you can put your reasons in chat as well. And feel free to again put your answers in the chat. Are you ready for the activity? Yes? I can't hear you. Yes, I can hear you. So, yeah, thank you so much. Now, the first scenario, augmentation or automation. Your sales teams spend a lot of time answering basic questions about product pricing and availability. You decide to implement a GenAI chatbot to handle these initial inquiries. Is it an augmentation or is it an automation? Let me highlight a couple of things for you. Spend a lot of time answering basic questions about product pricing and availability. So for that, they have implemented a GenAI chatbot to handle the initial query. And yes, I can see lots of answers in the chat. And yes, it's an automation. Answering frequent asked question is a repetitive task that can be easily handled by GenAI chatbots, right? And this feels that is going to again free your sales team to actually focus on more complex things, building some strategies, reviewing some campaigns and so forth. Okay, cool. Next scenario. You're a financial analyst who uses GenAI to analyze large data set and generate reports summarizing market trends. You then use this information to advise client on investment strategies. So you're a financial analyst who's using again GenAI for analyzing a large data sets and then further generating a report summarizing the market trends. And this information you are going to use and advise clients on investment strategies. And I can see you're all correct. It's again enhancing the productivity, elevating the human. So yes, it's augmentation. So yep, with generative AI, you are using it for all the kind of data analysis and generation of the report. And these reports are going to be again as a insights for you to think in a strategic manner and think of what kind of value you can add to your clients and what kind of again products that you can again you can pitch to them. Yep. And this is again all about enhancing your critical thinking and problem solving approach. Fantastic, everyone. Fabulous. Moving ahead to the next scenario. An online retailer uses GenAI to generate product description for its vast catalogs of items. They provide the AI with the key product attributes like size, material, features, etc. And the AI creates unique and informative description for each item. Very similar to, again, Puma example that we have seen. So an online retailer used generative AI to generate product descriptions from the vast catalog of items, and they're going to again these AI creates unique and informative description for each items. Put on your answers on chat quickly, everyone. Thank you so much. So it's time to again reveal the answer. It is automation. So it's very labor intensive task writing again your product description for large catalogs. And that's how you're going to again use generative AI in order to automate that task. Now, some of you must be thinking of augmentation as well. It's slightly different because augmentation is the next step. So if you have automated this, and maybe there are humans who are going to again review that or further again add on more quotient or more elements to it. So that could be again where you can think of it all as an augmentation. But here it is an automation. And the last one, a software development team uses GenAI to generate code for standard function and components within their application. They then review and integrate this code into their large project. So they use the AI to generate code for some standard functions and component, and they further review it and integrate this code into the larger projects. Absolutely correct, everyone. So yes, this is a classic example of augmentation. So this is where we are trying, like developers are using these tools to generate the initial code, and it is increase their efficiency as well. And then further, they're going to review it and again later on integrate it in order to make sure that the quality and the standard of your codes align with their organizational policies and guidelines. Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much, everyone, for your participation. And now it's time for a short quiz again. So let's check your knowledge. So this question is, what is a key advantage of using Google's Gen AI ecosystem for businesses? A, it forces each and every business to become an AI first company. B, it eliminates the need for companies to cultivate internal Gen AI knowledge and experimentation across their organization. C, it allows business to leverage Google's AI advancement without starting from scratch. And D, it ensures business that they will achieve immediate and widespread success in all of their generative AI endeavors. Now, there are a few options which you definitely are not going to again mark for sure. Yes, okay. Yes, C. Yep. So the correct answer, yes, everyone. So the correct answer is your C. It allows business to leverage Google AI advancement without starting from scratch. So you can start off from Gemini, Notebook LM, Google AI Studio, and you can easily again use the models that have been available from Google and incorporate them and integrate them into your ecosystem, right? So that's again where you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to again create these models from the scratch. So you can start again taking leverage of Google's expertise. Next, which of the following are benefits of using Google Cloud for generative AI development? You have to select 3. A, access to pre-trained models like Gemini. B, automatic model upgradations and security patching. C, ready-made Gen AI solution for all applications and domains. D, enterprise-grade security and compliances feature. And E, a guarantee of complete accuracy in all generated content. Okay. A for sure. Yes. B as well. That's amazing. And D. Okay. Yes. That's amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your responses. So the correct answers are A, B, and D. Yes, you get access to all pre-trained models like Gemini, Nano Banana, and of course, you get automatic model upgrades and security patches. Yes, these are not ready-made Gen AI solution for all the applications and domains. So you have to build your own solutions for your own domains. And at the same time, it also again like align with all the compliances. So your enterprise grade security and compliance features are incorporated into the Google Cloud generative AI development platforms. And of course, if you are again leveraging any model, so they are compliant as well. Next question. What is a recommended approach for business to effectively implement generative AI? A, focus on top-down strategy driven by executives. B, focus on bottom-up approach with no overarching plan. C, adopt the latest Gen AI trend. And D, combining the top-down strategy vision with bottom-up input from the teams. And this is something that we have covered shortly. Yes, so D, all good. Yes, so combining or best of both worlds, where we are going to combine the top-down strategies. So trying to again align our business goals, and of course, encourage individual contributor or mid-level contributors to experiment and collaborate. Next question. Why is it important for the mid-level managers and individual contributors to be involved in Gen AI adoption? Good question, right? So A, they have limited understanding of daily operations and user needs. B, their proximity to workflow allow them to identify impactful Gen AI solution. C, they should avoid any involvement in Gen AI experimentation. And D, their focus should be solely on technical implementation details. So of course not A, because they don't have limited understanding. They have a good understanding because they are working close to or their daily operations and user needs. And they should be always involved in any generative AI experimentation as well. And their focus should be not solely on technical implementation, but again align with the business goals as well. So yes, the correct answer is B. Their proximity to workflow allow them to identify impactful Gen AI solutions out there. So a quick takeaway from here. So Google Cloud enables business to again use generative AI without managing any infrastructure, without creating any model. You can quickly again start off with your generative AI initiatives. Yes, successful implementation within the organization will always require a multi-directional approach where you should comprise of the leadership vision and the teams where they have again a good amount of resources to experiment with. And of course, human interaction is always important in generative AI solutions because you want to again enhance the user experience. You want to again make sure that you are trying to again effectively generate some Gen AI applications out there. So yep, augmentation is something which is going to be again a part of most of your workflows that you're going to use in near future. And now let's have a quick wrap-up quiz to check your knowledge on Module 1. So first question, which statement about generative AI is correct? Option A, its primary function is to analyze existing data and provide predictive insights based on historical trends. B, it is designed to create new and original content such as text, images, audios, or code that did not previously exist. C, it exclusively relies on pre-programmed rules and decision tree to provide outputs. And D, its main purpose is to automate repetitive manual tasks without creating any new information or content. So I'll take a pause right here. You can put on your answers in chat. That's amazing. Thank you so much. So I can see again all your responses out there. B, yes, it is designed to create new and original content such as text, image, audio, or code that did not have been previously again exist out there. And you have seen that it has come up with an image when we have talked about again creating a LinkedIn post and backed it by an image. So that image was again something which is quite innovative. What is the primary difference between foundation model and traditional AI model? Now, this is again something that we have covered earlier. A, foundation model are only trained on text data, while traditional model uses images and code. B, foundation models are trained on specific data for a single task, while traditional models are trained on diverse data for various tasks. C, foundation models are trained on massive amount of diverse data for various tasks, while traditional models are trained on specific data for single tasks. D, foundation model cannot be adapted to new tasks, while traditional models can. Yes, so the correct answer is C. Yes, exactly. Foundation models have been trained on massive amount of diverse data. So it could be again images, videos, audios, and traditional models, on the other hand, are being trained on very specific data for a single use case or single task. Moving on to the next question. How does generative AI primarily augment human capabilities in critical thinking and problem solving? A, by independently making informed decisions and solving complex problems without human intervention. B, by generating final solution that requires no human or no further human review or input. C, by replacing the need for human critical thinking in strategic tasks. And D, by providing data and insights that humans then interpret to make informed decisions. Now, before I'm finishing up with the question, I can see you're already again making up your minds on the answers. That's amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, so human in loop is very important thing. Human in leads are really, really important factors, right? Even if you are doing again some kind of generative AI implementation. So by providing data and insights that human then interpret to make informed decision is the correct answer. And have you realized that we have come to the end of module 1? I didn't realize that just before this. So yes, we have completed module 1, and we have like now for sure you can align with the objectives that we have started off with, and how generative AI is transforming the business functions and industries, how generative AI can create value through foundation models. So what foundation models are, how you can again start off using prompt on Gemini and again start leveraging these. Of course, identifying Google unique strength in generative AI and explaining what kind of strategies you need to again incorporate within your organizations in order to start off building these initiatives around the Gen AI solutions out there. So there are some additional resources that you can again have a look at the later stages. So congratulations, everyone. We are done with module 1. Kudos. Thank you so much. So what next now? Yes, module 2. So let's start off with module 2. Gen AI unlock foundational concepts. Now this module 2 is all about understanding what generative AI is, what are the core concepts regarding generative AI, so that you have again, as of now, you have a big picture and high level idea on what generative AI. Now let's delve deeper into and understand what they are actually at the core of. And this is what we are going to again cover over here. So we are going to define the core Gen AI concepts. We're going to again see how data is going to play a very important role in any kind of generative AI initiative, and how it is going to again impact your business. We're also going to again explain the roles of foundation models in Gen AI, further understanding some of the limitations, what these models have in as a whole as limitations, and how, what kind of strategies we can use or we can leverage in order to handle these large language model limitations out there. And by the end of this module, we are going to also again describe the challenges for responsible and secure AI development and deployment. So we'll be again take a closer look into what are the Google principles in terms of again creating these responsible AI solution, and how you can again take initiative in order to create any further applications that would be safe and secure for your audience. So let's start off with the core Gen AI concepts out there. Now we have already talked about these terms earlier: artificial intelligence, machine learning, and generative AI. So let's revisit these concepts and try to again understand in a better manner. So AI, or artificial intelligence, is a subject from the computer science which is majorly looking into mimicking the human behavior into machines. So building or creating any machines that can do any task which normally requires human intelligence. So again, getting insights from all the bunch of data that you have, or again trying to again recognize the voices, or do some kind of voiceovers, or maybe again having some kind of robotic visions, having compute vision where you can identify any objects out there. So everything comes under your artificial intelligence. Machine learning is a subset of AI which majorly again dealt with data. So this is again something which is really important for you to understand, that data play a very, very important role in machine learning. So whatever data we are putting into your machines to learn from, they learn from that data. And that's why it's really important to have a good quality data to be again fed into these machines in order to learn from. If you're going to again give any garbage, so definitely you're going to get garbage out. So garbage in and garbage out, it is again a phrase that is widely being used while you are again training or creating any machine learning models out there. And of course, these machine learning models, they can be again trained on variety of data. Of course, as I've mentioned earlier, like traditional AI, when we talk about, they have starting off with one single task that they can again do, and that kind of data you used to again incorporate and make the machine to learn from. But now with the generative AI, we all know that there are again bunch of all different variety of data or diverse data that these models are being trained on. So generative AI is a subset of machine learning where it is focused on creating new content. And the part of it, like, which is unique, that it has been trained on variety of data. So it has been trained on, let's say, coding. It's been trained on human language. It has been trained on different languages as well, trained on massive amount of data out there. So if we quickly again compare the traditional AI versus the generative AI, traditional AI has some boundaries in terms of, like, for example, you ask a child to draw some painting or to paint, and you have given them canvas, brushes, paints out there. Now, traditional AI is very similar to showing them some pictures and then asking them to paint. So their painting would revolve something around the picture. So maybe they're copying the picture, or maybe they are inspiring from pictures and then try to again create something. So it's very likely you can say that it has certain boundaries that you define, and based on that boundaries, your model is going to work, or your kit is again going to work. On the other hand, if you look into the paints, like again generative AI, it's more over like you give all the brushes, canvas, paints to a child, and then try to say, okay, let's go and paint anything, whatever it comes to your mind, and try to again paint that. So it's more over where your child would come up with more creativity. And of course, this creativity would be all based on their past experiences as well, the data that they have learned, the object that they have identified, and so forth. So what is data? So data is a very important role, or play a very crucial role, no matter if you talk about machine learning or if you talk about, again, generative AI. So with machine learning, we try to, again, recognize some patterns, and based on that data, we try to predict and forecast near future. And data is an information that goes in different forms. Like it could be in a form of like tables in a tabular format. It could be in a form of images that it could be in a form of, again, like it could be in a form of audios, videos, and whatnot. So ML, or machine learning models, analyze the data, and they have been given given that power where they can identify the patterns, and they can calculate the likelihood of different outcomes that could be easily presented in a form of information. And that's why the quality of data and accessibility of data plays a very important role, a very crucial role for accurate predictions out there. So these are 5 factors that we are going to always talk about whenever it comes to the data quality: accuracy, completeness, representative, consistency, and relevancy. And you should be, again, keeping this in mind every time whenever you're dealing with data. Data accuracy is all about making sure that you say yellow as yellow and red as red. So it's all about, again, making your model to learn the correct patterns. If they learn incorrect patterns, they are definitely going to make some faulty predictions out there. Second important thing, completeness. Completeness refers to the size of the data set, and it also depends the representations. Like, for example, if you want a system to recognize objects, whatever objects exist in the world, you should able to give that information to the model. So every object that has exist in the world, you should be able to capture that and, again, send it to your model for that, and make your model to learn about it. And that's what we call it as complete. There should not be, again, any missing informations. Representative. Now it's again something where we want to, again, make sure that we have inclusion. We have everything, every inclusions, every kind of demography, any kind of maybe demographical data, any kind of, again, data regarding events or products that we want to, again, make sure that model would learn, we should be incorporating in. Like, for example, let's say you are creating, again, a voice recognition system, and in that voice recognition system, you're only, again, trying to make your voice recognition to learn from male voice and female voice. Now suddenly, when it comes to the child voice, it won't be able to identify, or it won't be able to, again, any accent that you haven't, again, shared with the model, it won't able to recognize that. So this is, again, something that is really important, that you need to make sure that you have the entire representations. The data should be, again, representing everything that you want your models to learn about. And of course, consistency. So because you need to make your model to learn in a certain manner, there has to be a format that you're going to, again, consider in order to make it learn. That's how it will learn, again, some algorithm. For example, you have a piece of puzzle, and that piece of puzzle comprises of your images, like your alphabets, and as well as your numbers. Now, at times, you must be, again, it would be, again, really tricky for you to think of. Just a moment. Sorry for interruption. Yep, sorry for interruption. So you can think of consistency as making sure that your data format should be properly labeled, and you're not getting, like, your models to, again, confused, and it would, again, hinder any ability. Next is your relevancy. So data must be relevant. It should be, again, relevant to the task that you are designing your AI on. So, like, for example, if you're trying to create a system that would scan all the traffic of, let's say, London, so you have to make sure that you have all the relevance data from the traffic of London that you're trying to again put your model on. But the same data is not going to again help you in order to again capture or predict any crop yielding in Wales or any other place of the globe. So you have to make sure that whatever data you're incorporating, that should be relevant to the use cases that you are looking forward for. And at the same time, it's really important to make sure that your data is accessible. So data is available. So whenever it's necessary, because most of the data would be proprietary data. So are you able to again use this proprietary data to train your model on? And is this data is something which is available for you to use? Second, what is the cost? Because high quality data will always have some good cost associated with it, which is a significant barrier in order to again develop any AI model. So you have to again consider the cost for the data acquiring and data transformation. And last but very important is format. Data needs to be in a particular format that AI model can easily understand and process that. So by understanding your company data, your quality, availability, and form is really essential for understanding the realm of what will be possible in terms of using the AI, or maybe in near future, you're trying to again create your own models. So these are all important factors to think of. So we are heading for our break, but before that, let's again finish up with this data types. So we have majorly two type of data types that we can think of: structured data and unstructured data. Structured data that you can easily represent in a form of tables, and that's where you can think of it like you have a proper tabular format where you can say you have customer ID, names, or purchase data, order cost, and so forth. So structured data is well organized, it's easy to search, and you can find again all the relevant information very easily with the help of SQL queries. On the other hand, and if you see the examples out here, these are all structured data: customer ID, customer name, purchase data, order cost, and feedbacks when it is being again marked as 1 to 5. Similarly, on the other hand, unstructured data is something which is very messy, complex. You can think of any portrait, any landscape, and this is where these cannot be easily represented into tabular format, and you can think of it like your delivery address, feedback forms, email content, and product images. So now I think it's a good time for a break, and I would like to hand over to Fed. So welcome, Fed.
Thank you so much, AK. That was an amazing opening. The engagement and enthusiasm are just really appreciated, and the quizzes and analogies were a great touch for interactivity. Kudos also to the chat moderators in responding to all queries. So a very quick recap of what we've seen this morning. 4 ways to use GenAI. Traditional versus foundational models. Examples of foundational models: Gemini, Image, and Cheer. Importance of prompting GenAI. Leveraging the full GenAI ecosystem of Google. Strategy around using GenAI and how multi-directional strategy is important. Humans in the loop, augmentation and automation, and GenAI ecosystem. So before we take a well-deserved 1-hour break, let's take a quick moment to do something special. You're here learning and investing in yourself alongside thousands of other customers and partners. That commitment is worth shouting about. Let's amplify this energy. If you can please scan the QR code on the screen now to amplify our LinkedIn post of the event. As our executive sponsor of this event, Lindbergh said earlier this morning, let's inspire each other and motivate countless others to invest in their own futures. Okay? So we're now going to give everyone a nice 1-hour break to stretch, walk, or go and grab something to eat for lunch. And welcome back at 12 p.m. GMT London time or 1 p.m. Central European time, depending on when you're based, as you don't want to miss the second half of day 1 of the GenAI Leader Training. So please come back at 12 p.m. GMT time or 1 p.m. Central European time sharp. Thank you, everyone.
ये कब एक्स्ट्रा कम 68 यूरो या ऐसे चार्ज करते हैं
इससे क्या बनने लो
हाँ इसमें पहले ज़्यादा ही जाता है
मुझे सबको पता नहीं है मुझे सबको नहीं है
वो भी सस्ता है
हाँ ओ गॉड
इसका भी बनता है
दिस इज क्रेजी